Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Taurus Navamsa video. And today we're going to discuss what happens when you have Taurus ascendant in your Navamsa D9 chart, which is one of the most important chart in Vedic astrology related to your marriage and your ultimate, dharma and your luck, your bhagya, the strength of your planets. Okay, this is a very, very important chart. It's known as a divisional chart. And last time when I made the Aries ascendant video of Aries Navamsa, people misunderstood that. They're like, you're talking about the second pada, third pada, but Aries Navamsa is always in the first pada of a planet. Yes, of course we know that. Like if you have Taurus ascendant in your Navamsa, that means it always going to be a second pada of a particular nakshatra, okay, in your birth chart. And if you're new, and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? I just want to know about this Taurus Navamsa. What is this? You don't have to calculate anything. You can simply just go to my website, astrologykrs.com. Under shop section, you're going to see the report from option 5 and beyond. That gives you a report and shows you your Navamsa ascendant right on the second page. So you don't have to know anything about this jargon of calculation and padha and all that. But what I discuss in this each Navamsa video, that okay, so Taurus will have this air padha, second padha, third padha, but no fourth padha. Don't get confused, because this is simply the elemental padha that I'm talking about within the Navamsa itself. Okay, because Taurus ascendant Navamsa does not have a water padha. That doesn't mean that they don't have there's a fourth padha or something. The Taurus ascendant in the D9 chart will never occur for any water ascendant in your birth chart. So if your neural birth chart is either Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, it will never land itself in the Taurus Navamsa. Okay, so that's my whole thing here. And when I say the first pada, second pada, third pada, I'm simply talking about the element of fire, earth, air, okay, or even water in certain ascendants. So having your ascendant Taurus in Navamsa, first of all, shows that a person's experience in marriage needs to be, first of all, romantic. It has to be romantic. It has to be sensual. And the word sensual, meaning that a person needs to experience the smoothness in a marriage and relationship and life, in the second half of life. A person, instead of going to a bar, they want to go to a Michelin star restaurant to experience. That's sensual. Instead of, sleeping with your partner on a cotton sheet, they want to be on a cashmere sheet or a silk sheet. So for them, a Taurus ascendant person in Navamsa, security, wealth, romance, and status becomes the utmost thing when they look into a marriage or married life. And the thing is, it's not something that you're looking for. This is something that you are going to pursue and get. So if you have combinations to get married in your birth chart, your marriage is going to be about this Taurusian energy. So remember what I just said. No water sign has Taurus Navamsa in them, meaning it's missing the water element of emotion, water element of sensitivity, water elements of devotion. This particular Navamsa is based on very practical 3D material values. It doesn't mean good or bad. So don't go, oh, this is bad or this is good. Then you shouldn't be even listening or learning astrology. It simply shows that your soul is desiring to experience something more practical in a partnership in this particular lifetime. You could have had millions of lifetimes where you could have had a water Navamsa. But this one is really structured upon security. So if let's say you're dating, let's say you're a Pisces ascendant, okay, and you're dating somebody who may have a Taurus ascendant in their main birth chart. One's going to look for practicality, one is going to look for absolute emotions, and this is where it will not match. Unless they're lacking something through planetary placement, it doesn't matter. Same thing with Navamsa. When you date somebody with a Taurus Navamsa, internally, externally they will be they could be air ascendant. Okay, they could be fire ascendant. They're very passionate. They're wanting to talk to you. They want to talk to you for like 6 hours on the phone. But when it comes to what they're actually looking to settle with, well, that requires security. That doesn't just require romance, but that requires ability to provide them with sensual experiences. And for a Taurus Navamsa, their pride always comes through their real estate and their vehicles. They like to drive the finest of vehicles. They like to have immaculate home. They want to have a castle-like home. Even if they have an apartment, when you walk into their apartment, it'll be like, whoa, that's some expensive stuff in here. I better not like sit somewhere where I can, break something. Like a Taurus Navamsa person, instead of buying 5 chairs, they will buy one expensive chair, which will look far different than those 5 chairs. Very financially oriented. It's all about investments, security, 401k plan, IRA, stock market, balancing the budget. Very detail oriented towards balancing their money and their budget within the marriage. But also Taurus Navamsa comes with its karma, and that's directly related to the spouse. Taurus Navamsa person will always get a spouse complete opposite of what they're expecting. So in your second half of life, you will get that security. What did I say in the beginning? Is something that your soul's looking for, and soul will get. Why? Because that is the ascendant of the Navamsa. Sure, a planetary placements will make this thing go up and down in its value, but that foundation, so the color will stay the same. If Taurus is, let's say, a yellow color, the yellow is there, but it could be a little mustard yellow. It could be a little greenish yellow, but that yellow shade is there. So what happens for such people is that while wanting to get a practical partner, they will get an emotional partner. They will always end up with somebody who may have some sort of a psychological issue early in life, through which they always display some sort of an emotional imbalance. And obviously, the reason why a Taurus Navamsa is there in your birth chart is because of the fact you are to pay your karma with somebody. You are to pay your karma with somebody. So no ascendant is ever happy the 100% or sad the 100%. There's always going to be some sort of an issue karma happening. Yet a Taurus Navamsa will always enjoy their daily routines away from their married life. Taurus Navamsa person loves working, whether man or woman. They rather spend more time in the office than within the home. They like creating relationships with their office workers, acquaintances. Now, definitely, whether it's early, middle, or later in life, there's always some promiscuous things happening. Whether it's a scandal, whether it's some romantic affair that takes place, whether early in life, but it does. Because remember, this is a nakshatra, or not nakshatra, this is the ascendant ruled by Venus. Venus is a very soft planet. Okay? Venus wants softness, number one. Venus can deal with harshness, but softness is her number one preference. Because there's karma related to the partner, whether they have to deal with this early in life with some relationships or within the marriage, depending upon the planetary placement, it can lead to, and most of the time leads to, just wanting to have someone experiencing something away from their karma. And the other thing that we see is within the marriage, the belief system in religion, spirituality may only come during the transformation of the marriage. Such people become religious or spiritual only if, let's say, the marriage breaks or there's some issue within the marriage, or whenever they go through some death within the family. Whether it's a death of a father, mother, especially a father or a guru, when they pass away, suddenly they try to understand God. They try to understand, why is it that I'm feeling this sadness because this person went away? But for them, religion is practicality, authority, and status. They pray to a higher status. Right now I'm a manager. Now I'm a CEO. Universe is allowing me to do this. This is what, religion is. It's hard work. It's just striving for the best. That's what their internal beliefs becomes in second half or after marriage through the activation of Navamsa. And especially they tend to always focus on the outer world more than inner world. Their marriage needs to display an attitude towards society and committees, gathering, social events. The status of their marriage is based upon, at least for the individual, not both parties, because your spouse could have a different ascendant. But for this particular individual, the status of their marriage is based upon how many people they know, how many people they can communicate with, how many people that they can make notice them. And always they're wanting to escape from their life, whether it's their life or marriage, always leads them to becoming very physically active. For them, their needingness to understand a spiritual side of themselves and their partner, they have to do physical exercises, running, jogging, hiking. For them, they always love going to vacations, places with a lot of mountains or places with a lot of buildings. Like for a Taurus Navamsa, they will enjoy either visiting New York City, Chicago, or Dubai, or they will love visiting places like Alaska. They will love visiting places like Himalayas or places with tall mountains. But your interest might be different right now based on the ascendant. This is we're talking about that junction of marriage, junction of your second half of life. Now, this particular Navamsa, if let's say you have a fire ascendant in the birth chart, okay, what happens is, so let's say if you are an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius ascendant in the birth chart, main birth chart, yet your ascendant is Taurus and Navamsa. This shows that a person is absolutely passionate about wanting to experience balance in relationship, love, romance. Everything just comes in like, yes, I'm here for you. let's do this, let's make love, let's go out and visit things, let's be adventurous, let's be impulsive. But the thing is, that thing will turn into wanting to attain security through that adventure. Their wantingness to be with you and be adventurous is because ultimately they want security from you. Same thing happens with a Taurus. So let's say if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn ascendant. Well, these people are, first of all, will not date you, will not go out with you unless they are 100% sure that you are the person that will lead them to security, lead them to a better lifestyle, lead them to a status. So usually what happens with Taurus person, they may flirt, they may have some affairs, but ultimately the person that they're going to say I love you to is a person who looks good on paper. They gotta have the degree and MBA. Like certain men or women will be on a dating site or will be on some site saying you must have an MBA. You must have this education. I'm looking for only somebody with advanced degree. So before they even say, let's be adventurous and let's go out, they're going to try to find out, hey, so who you are. They might meet you for a coffee. Okay, so who is it? They will read your profile first. And if it says nothing of what they need, they will. For them, actually for a Taurus person, looks are secondary. For them, security. Are you able to give me security? Okay, you're able to give me security, then I will give you everything that you need. And we will have a good romantic time. And at the same time, we will build our status. Because now you have Vargottama Lagna. Especially with Taurus and Taurus in Navamsa. But then you have Vargottama, earth element. So Vargottama simply means when a same ascendant is placed in a birth and Navamsa, or a planet is in the same sign in birth or Navamsa or some other divisional chart. So here now we see that a person has earth Vargottama element. This is why they become very determined. It's like they know what they want. You know, some women or men you talk to, like, I know what I want. No, yeah, you're famous, you're a movie star, but no, I'm not really that interested. I actually know what I want, what type of. So let's say a woman who says, I need somebody who's at least 6'2", who is well built, has less than 15% fat, this and that, and they want that, and they always end up with that. That's something that they're just very determined towards. Why? Because their soul already knows that because this is a Vargottama earth element, I am going to extract that no matter what. Now, if you're a earth element, in the birth, and then you become an air element in Navamsa, well, your wishes and desires may not be the same that you want. So same thing happens with the air element. So if you're a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius ascendant in the birth chart, well, the very first step for you is that how intellectual are you? How great are you with conversation and communication? I don't really care for the sex life as much as I care for conversation pre and post our sex life. And what are your views of the world? What are your views on society? And how's your group? How's your group of friends? I want to know them. Do you have any friends? Are you social at all? Well, once those things are set within a person's life, that's when they are then changing themselves. So air element is in the first. The third pada is in the birth chart. The third pada is now transforming into the earth pada, which is the second pada in the Navamsa. Well, in such case, you have to be intelligence. Okay, it's set. But this intelligence now better lead us to security, or leads me to security. Internally, they will think that, whether they will never say that to you. Whatever your spouse or, whatever their desires are, if they weren't fulfilled in the marriage, they're not going to say that. Because if they are happy, they're satisfied, okay, fine, I don't really care for it. But internally, they want that security. So whenever you date somebody, dating scene will have all kinds of great and fun most of the time. But when you actually are in a relationship, things will change. As soon as you get in a relationship, well, then Navamsa then comes alive for those temporary reasons. Sure, Navamsa is going to really come alive at the age of 36 onwards. But whenever you're in a relationship, well, how is that Navamsa showing that relationship interaction? That's going to change in this Taurus element. But again, we don't know the planets, right? We don't know the planets. So just by looking at the 2 ascendant, you can determine easily, quickly, okay, what is this person's elements and what is it that the soul desires and soul gets on the most foundational level. And once you see the planets, you just know, man, like what's going to be happening. Okay, so in our journey to planets through Navamsa, you will see there's going to be quite a bit of negative things. There's going to be quite a bit of extreme positive things coming out. So we'll see this in our journey. Okay, so I hope this has helped in understanding your Taurus Navamsa. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Navamsa is placed and what your Navamsa is, check out the links here in my reports, consultation. Otherwise, we'll see you later.